Hello, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Tomisi Aini, and in this video I'm going to be upcycling an old outfit of mine into something new. The outfit doesn't fit anymore, so I'm just going to do it something I can actually wear. So join us as we work together.
This is the dress I'm going to upcycle into something new. It doesn't fit anymore and I'm just going to loosen it out, and I'm going to be using the down part. That's the chiffon, the flowered print here, this part here. So right now I decided to make a skirt and I'm trying to cut out the band, and I'm going to be using about 30 inches for the length for the band by about 2.5 inches. So my skirt waist is 29, so I'm going to add about 1 inch, about 2 inch actually. So right now I'm cutting 31 inches by 2.5. Now I folded the fabric in 4. I'm going to be cutting out the front and the back of the skirt. It's going to be side zip, so there's no need for adding zipper allowance for the back at the center back. So I'm just going to pin this down, and now this is the length I want to use, but I'm going to be adding extra because I want it to have ruffle at the side. I'll be adding 1 inch, 1.25 inch actually for sewing allowance. So I'm just going to cut that straight. That's the widest part of the pattern, so I'm just going to cut it straight, and this is what I have now. For the waist, I'm going to be adding 1 inch for that allowance and 1 inch for the sewing allowance, so that will be 2 inch. So I'm just going to cut it out like this, just from the hip. So now this is what I have, my front and back pattern. So this is my front and back piece already. I'm going to separate the front piece and the back piece. So that's the back I'm separating right there, and I'm going to cut out that allowance I added initially. The front part is not going to have that, so I'm just going to cut out that allowance that I added. So we're going to have just 1 inch throughout for the side for the sewing allowance. So this is what I have now. This is my front pattern. I'm going to cut the lining also, and I'll do the same thing I did for the front. Cut it out together. I'm cutting the front and the back together, so my lining is folded in 4, and after I cut out the front and back, I'm going to separate it and cut out the dart allowance also. So I'm also cutting out for strap because it's going to have ruffles at the side, as I said earlier. So I'm going to need this rope kind of at the side, so I'm going to cut 4 pieces of this. This is about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to fold it like this and pass it in. So this is 4 already, so I'm going to put this aside. This is the band, so I cut out I'm going to just iron this and keep it aside. So the first thing first, I did the darts on the back piece. I did the dark for both the sides, so I've done the 2 darts, and I'm also doing the same thing for the lining. So this is done already. So this is what we have, and I'm going to place the front and the back piece together and join the side. Remember, I cut out 1 inch extra for sewing allowance. So this is me sewing it. I'm just going to sew both sides 1 inch down. I'm going to sew both sides 1 inch down. Take note, I said earlier on the zip is going to be at the side, so I didn't tighten the stitch at one side here. I'm just going to loosen that out. But this is the skirt already, and I'm just going to loosen this side for the zip allowance. I didn't use a tight stitch there. So I'm just going to fix the zip. I'm going to use invisible zip. So I fixed the zip. Now I'm going to be using this lining to turn in the side. I'm going to do it separately from the back piece. I'm going to do the front separately, back separately. So I'm just going to turn it in using the lining. So I separated the front and the back here before using the lining to turn it in. So that means I have to go around 4 times on both sides. So as you can see, I have done that side, and you can see it's only one side I turned in. So I'm going to do the other side for the back. This is the back lining. I'm going to do the same thing for the side and turn it in, and do the same thing for the front also. Now this is what we have. This is the lining for the back. So you can see how neat it looks. So no worries about the transparency anymore. I just do the same thing for the front also. Now I'm going to run a straight stitch down on both sides, but before I do that, I'm going to overlock this down part here so that I have a neat edge there also. So I'm done overlocking. Now I'll just run a straight stitch at both sides, at the left and the right. I'm gonna run straight stitch about ½ inch because my strap is about the same size. I just run it straight down, and that's just it. The next thing will be to face the band, and we're basically almost done. So this is the stitch. You can see how straight it looks. Do the same thing. Now this is what we have. You can see that it has formed the casing for our strap. You can see how neat it looks at inside and the side also. Clean finishing is very important. So this is the strap, and I already ironed it. I used my iron to fold it so that when sewing it's going to be easy to sew. So you can see how it's going to be easy now. Since I already ironed it in place, it's just going to go really fast. So I said earlier on that I'm going to be using 4 of these. I already did 3, and these are the 4 straps, so 2 at each side. You know, I already created the casing for it at the side. So the next thing now is to pass this in the side. Passing a strap like this, you can use safety pin or nail or anything that you really find convenient. There's also a string that you can actually use that's actually more faster. Now I'm done fixing the 4 strap in the casing. So these are the sides. I'm just going to adjust it so it doesn't go too up and too down also. Now I'm just going to sew this down to hold the strap in place. I'm going to do it for both sides. If I don't hold this in place now before I fix the band, I might end up losing the strap and starting all over fixing it. So I just do it down, sew it down, and I've already sewn the lining at the waist down also. This is the band, and I already ironed it. The band is about 5 inches in width, and the total after folding it's about 1.5. So I'm just going to close each side. I'm going to close each side. My band is going to have hook and eye finishing. I'm going to have hook and eye finishing, so I'm just going to place this inside the waist. Folding it like this, ironing it like this makes it more easier to fix the band because it saves stress and it's just quite easy. I'm just going to cut out the excess right here. Cut out the excess zip. As soon as that's placed down, so I had to cut it out. So now I'm cutting out the excess zip as I said earlier on. I'm going to place the band now, fixing the waist line inside the band. I'm just going to pin this round, pin it round, and just do a straight stitch. So that's one advantage of having to have pressed it. If I didn't press it, I have to go around twice and it's quite stressful. So just pin it down, make sure that your band is folded with enough allowance inside so you don't have any pull out when fixing the skirt waist or trouser waist or whatever waist you are fixing your band. This method is quite very easy and very fast. So I have extra about half an inch at the waist side there, so I can have an overlap just right here. So basically almost done. Left for me to fix the hook and eye, and skirt is ready. So this is my skirt. So take a look at the side. Look at, you can see the idea of the strap there. You can see the ruffles, and this is it. This is my skirt. Wow, I love the skirt. You can actually just style it to it. You can just give it like an asymmetric look. Yeah, this looks good. It looks good. I love it. I hope you love it also. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this transformation, please give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Bye.